Oral Skills and Digital Tools FlipGrid. This lesson is going to be given in English, and that's because it's first and foremost aimed at our professional digital competence for teachers, MOOC students, who use both Norwegian and English. It's going to be subtitled in Norwegian, however, and hopefully you can find it useful even if you're not a PDC MOOC student here at Østfold University College. The learning objectives of this film lesson is that you learn about FlipGrid as an example of a digital tool that you can use when you work with students' oral skills. Also that you learn about some of the basic functions in the tool, and also when we talk about a digital tool and learning, I also of course hope that you will reflect upon how you can use and when you can use a tool like this both didactically and pedagogically in your own classroom. So what is FlipGrid? Well, FlipGrid is a video discussion platform where teachers can post different types of questions, and then students answer by recording short video answers. In addition, students can view other students' answers in their class. They can reply to other students' answers, and they can like each other's videos, etc. So in a way, FlipGrid resembles a social media, only that it's in a more enclosed, safer environment, because you have to be invited, you have to have a code to join the class. So it's not open to everyone. In addition, the teacher can narrow down the FlipGrid session by saying that no students are not allowed to reply to each other's videos, they're not allowed to like each other's videos. You can also, as a teacher, moderate and decide which videos actually gets published in the first place. You can also broaden kind of the FlipGrid experience by connecting to other teachers and other students around the world. But in the essence of FlipGrid is kind of like a social media where you can communicate and discuss. FlipGrid began in 2015. It's become quite popular among educators, and it's a tool that's been spreading quite quickly. In 2018, it was a part of Microsoft, and which means that if you log on with your Microsoft School or work account, you can use it for free. And you can also use a Google account. So where can you access FlipGrid? Well, you can use a browser and just write flipgrid.com, or you can use different apps. There's a Windows 10 app, there are apps for iPads and iPhones, and there are Android apps as well. FlipGrid is also integrated or possible to integrate in Microsoft Teams. So why could you use a tool like FlipGrid in your classroom? The focus of this video lesson is oral skills. And you can use FlipGrid to work with students' oral skills. In a way, a digital tool like FlipGrid gives all of your students a voice, because it's not just the one or the two or the three students who raise their hands in class who get to answer or who get to participate. You can engage and activate all of your students. You can also give the students who are maybe a bit shy or who are not comfortable with speaking out loud in class, you can give them a chance to show their competences as well. In addition, you can use, of course, a tool like FlipGrid to work on digital skills. Perhaps one of the most interesting parts here is to work on cyber ethics, or how do we act when we're online? How do we behave in a social media community? Because FlipGrid, as I said, resembles social media a lot, and we as teachers can use this opportunity to help students learn more about how to engage in a safe and proper and good-spirited manner with FlipGrid. In addition, it's a tool that's very easy to use, which is also a good thing. If you're an educator, you use the so-called Educator login that I'm going to show you shortly. And you as an educator, you are the one who create, and the students, they participate. So students have a different way of logging in than you do. Teacher, the creator, student, the participator. As I said, you can use the app or you can use a browser to find flipgrid.com. when you're the educator, you use the educator login. And here you see that you can use your Google or Microsoft account. So I'm logging in with my Microsoft account. And this is my FlipGrid. You see here my grids. I have 4 grids, and as you can see, a grid is the same as your classroom. So a grid is your classroom, and then each of the grids can have different topics or tasks. This is going to be a very quick tour, and I would just like to point out that there's a Need Help Getting Started page here, Explore the Innovation Station, where you can find different resources that you can use. For example, you can find the Educator's Guide to FlipGrid, and also how you can integrate FlipGrid in different age and subject-specific tasks. So just to show you that, I'll go back to my grids. Now, as you can see, I have 4 grids: Norsk, Matematikk, KRLE, and Samfunnsfag. And in order to create a new grid or a new classroom, I can just push the new grid button here. I select which community type I would like to use, whether I would like to use the students' school emails, which is what I'll choose when I have my own students, or I can also use PLCs in public, which means that I can share my grid with networks across my school campus. So I'm now going to choose school email. And then I'm going to name my grid, and this time it's going to be English. And as you can see, my grid gets a code. I put next, and then I can add my school address at hiof.no, and then I'm ready to launch my grid. Now, as you can see, I now have 5 grids, English being the newest one. This is the flip code that you share with your students so that they access the grid. And you also have some options here to hide your grid, to share again. You can edit it, you can view topics, you can add co-pilots if you'd like to be more than just one teacher who's working on your grid. You can duplicate it and so on, and you can also delete it. If I go into my grid, I see that I have 2 topics who are pre-made, who are already there. I can use them if I'd like to, but now I want to create a new topic or a new task that my students are going to reply to. So you give your topic a title. Let's say, what's the meaning of life? Should be easy to answer. And then you can decide how long your students are going to, or how much response time they have, all the way up until 5 minutes. And then you can describe the topic here. You can decide the privacy. If you want to moderate before any videos become visible to others, you can turn that on here. You can also add more topic resources or attachments. And then here you have some video features where, for example, like I said in the beginning of this film, you can kind of narrow down the FlipGrid session by saying that students, or turning off that students should be allowed to react to other students' videos, how many times the video has been viewed, if students should not be able to reply to each other's videos, etc. You can also add feedback here that you can use when you give private feedback to your students. So, and then you push create topic. And now I've had an issue saving this topic, and this is because I have to have a topic description. So let's just write, what's the meaning of life? Here as well, and then I create my topic. So now I can share my topic. Students can either go to flipgrid.com and use this code, or you can send the link in an LMS or in Teams or in OneNote or wherever, and they're ready to answer. This is the student view of the grid, the English grid. So this is what it will look like for a student. Here they find their topics, what's the meaning of life. They can click on it. They can have the task read because the immersive reader is right here. and then when they're ready to respond, they can click the tap to record button, record their video, and they're all set to go. And when other students have recorded their videos, they will see the other students' videos here as well. So let's finish this video lesson by having a look at the learning objectives again. Now, I hope that you have learned a bit about FlipGrid and how you can use this digital tool when you work with students' oral skills. I also hope that you have learned some of the basic functions, or at least that you know where you can find out more. And the last objective, the reflecting. Now, reflecting on how you can use this tool both didactically and pedagogically in your classroom is of course the most important learning objective, and it's one that you have to do after this video. You can do it yourself, do it with colleagues, do it with your fellow students if you're a student here at the Østfold University College, but reflecting on how to use the tool is of course the most important aspect.